Hi, I'm Carly Verhoeven, and I'm in Kitchener today at the corner of King Street in Victoria, which just opened up to traffic. I'm at 1 Victoria Street to check out the new condominiums and speak with Brian Prudham, principal at Mometum Developments. Brian's going to bring me up to the penthouse to check out the view, but before we do, let's take a look at some of the iron construction closures that are happening around the region. Parkside at the north side of Northfield is now open, as well as access to Coombs from Northfield. Two-way traffic on Northfield is still maintained. The northbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85 is open. The northbound and southbound off-ramps from Highway 85 to Northfield and the southbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85 should reopen early this week. Seagram at the railway tracks is open, as well as the railway crossings at Barringer and University. The Waterloo Park parking lot at Seagram is closed. Alternate parking is available in the lot just northwest of the railway tracks. Caroline and Herb is open. Please note that while the intersection is open, a small section of Caroline on the southwest lane from Herb to Father David Bauer will remain closed until early this month to complete track work. King from William to Union is open, including the intersection of King and Allen near the Bauer Lofts. King from Herb to William is closed until late November. Uptown Waterloo remains accessible using Caroline and Regina. Pedestrian access on King is maintained. Access to the Waterloo Town Square North parking lot from Caroline is open. A pedestrian detour is in place from Caroline to Willis Way and through the Waterloo Town Square North parking lot. The intersection closure at King and Wellington will be extended until approximately the end of October. Access to the 607 King Plaza is maintained from Wellington to King. Victoria from Joseph to Duke is now open to two-way traffic, including the intersection of King and Victoria. King and Moore remains closed until late October for construction of the grade separation at the railway tracks. Francis and King by the Kaufman Lofts is open, as well as the intersection of Duke and Francis. Duke and Frederick is closed until approximately early November. Frederick and King by Market Square will reopen early this month. Maurice at Ottawa is closed for about 2 more weeks. Block Line in Cortland is closed until about mid-October. Two-way traffic is maintained on Cortland. Hayward at the railway tracks is closed until late 2016. Local traffic is maintained on Hayward up to the railway crossing. Wilson from Fairway to Kingsway is closed until about Thursday of this week to install base asphalt. I talked with Brian Prudham, Mometum Developments principal, about the condominiums at 1 Victoria Street and whether the light rail transit system had any influence on the location of this building.
We are on the 6th floor terrace at 1 Victoria, which is Mometum Developments' most recent build. We're on the corner of King and Victoria, overlooking the transit hub and the LRT construction.
This building is beautiful. When does it expect to actually open to the public?
So it's about 90% occupied right now. We're doing final occupancies on the 19th floor, and then our retail users are going to be able to start opening the doors sometime in November, ideally, and especially with the road being open now, that's no longer a bottleneck for them. So we're almost there.
I see that the building is located near an ion stop. Did that have any impact on where this building should be located?
On site selection? Absolutely. Yeah, so that was one of the things that drew us to this particular location. We had been developing in Waterloo prior to coming downtown. So this was our first site in downtown Kitchener, and we really wanted it to be a slam dunk, and it is. So we've got an ion stop just out front of the School of Pharmacy down here, and then another one northbound in front of Kaufman.
Having light rail transit for some of the residents in this building, how do you think that will impact them?
Huge convenience when it's up and running. The light rail is only one component, I think, of the infrastructure that these guys are really going to benefit from long term. The other one is the transit hub right across the street. So when we connect GO in downtown Kitchener to Union Station in Toronto, that's just that's enormous. And so these people in 5-10 years ideally won't be needing cars, certainly in this location. So that's one trend we're obviously paying close attention to.
Okay, so with your position as principal for Mometum, what Is there a trend that you're seeing with condos kind of opening up by some of the light rail transit systems, even if it's not in Kitchener?
Yeah, for sure. The best sites in the region right now are along the rail line, and then even further to that, the best sites along the rail line are closest to the platforms. So yeah, we're always focused on platform location when we're making site selection decisions, and in terms of a trend, I think infill development is, I don't know about a trend, but it's going to be something that we see a lot more over the next 15, 20 years, and that's what we've been focusing on, infill and in particular mixed use, either mid-rise or high-rise. So this building, 1 Victoria, is a 19-story building with 212 residential units and about 5,000 square feet of retail at the base. We have 3 retail users coming on board, hopefully mid-November. One is Settlement Co., which is a coffee roaster already in Uptown Waterloo. Then we have Scotiabank, kind of the anchor tenant, and then a brokerage called Condo Culture. So 3 good uses that'll help obviously liven up the building and add amenities to this area of the Innovation District.
There are several stops around Kitchener-Waterloo. Mometum as a company, are they opening up any other condos?
Great question. Yep, we are. We have recently started demolition on 100 Victoria, so it's about 300 meters west of here. That's quite a bit larger a project. That's a 2-tower set with a podium. We're close to 350 condos there, so we'll see construction over the next few years, and exciting stuff. Yeah.
This building, 1 Victoria, looks nice and modern. How are some of the other buildings?
All of our buildings are very modern. Our finishes are high quality, high end. I mentioned previously that we came out of the student housing world. The reason we left and got into condominiums was we appreciate architecture and the aesthetics of a building. So that's something we take a lot of pride in. And I think if you look at any of our projects, you'll agree. I mean, architecture is very subjective, but you'll agree that they're not cookie cutter, type buildings. There's something to each of them.
Mometum Developments has buildings all around Kitchener-Waterloo. To find out which condos are available, visit momentumdevelopments.ca. To stay up to date on iron construction closures, visit rideion.ca. For Rogers TV, I'm Carly Verhoeven.